I wish you all the best.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
My apologies, Dr. Hiba.
It's all right.
Probably if you can wait 1 minute and we will start over again.
Yes, sure. Just let me know when I can start, Dr. Hisham.
Yes, sure.
Hisham, I think people have rejoined.
Dr. Hiba?
Yes, are we okay to resume?
Yes, I think we can start with Dr. Suleiman and Dr. Samah while the other is joining.
Yeah, and I believe Dr. Sulafa is also here. So again, good evening, everyone, and it's an honor meeting all of you this evening. As I was saying earlier, and maybe you didn't catch it, I was just wishing that all the hardships and atrocities would be over soon back in our homeland, and maybe next conference we would meet face to face, inshallah. Without any further delay, let's start with our presenters. So if you're ready to go, Mr. Sulaiman Sultan Al-Asmari, it's nice to have you with us. Just a note before we start. So every presenter would have 10 minutes to showcase their research. I would just kindly notify you 3 minutes before the time span ends. If you can kindly share your slides Mr. Suleiman, you can start.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hiba. Thank you all. I would to appreciate Prof. Abdul Mun'im, and thank you, Dr. Hisham, for inviting me. And I'm glad to be a part of the ShitCon Conference 2023. Today I will present the research which is called the Effective Saudi Disaster Medical Assistance Team Educational Program on its disaster response capacity during Hajj 2022. And actually our distinguished speaker before, Dr. Loya Slimani and Dr. Taha Masri, they're presenting huge information about the disaster and the DMAT especially. DMAT, just quick information about it. It's a group of all health professionals, including doctors, paramedicals, nurses, and logistics, which is combined in one group to providing an essential life-saving healthcare during an emergency and crisis. The main point of the DMATs is to relieving the health system during a disaster once they need it. So improving the capacity, reducing the vulnerability in terms of surge capacity, and preparing to facing the impact once you need the DMAT group. So our research comes to that's how the DMAT training program providing the team with the required capacity for disaster response in terms of knowledge and skills. DMAT team, it's combined of all healthcare providing. It's not especially in disaster, so we have surgeons, doctors, specialists, whatever from all the fields. Once they join the DMAT team, we will give them some sort of educational about the disaster, how to deal with it, about the incident management system, how to go with the supply chains and command system at all. So the main objective of this study is to outline the training and exercising strategy for Saudi DMATs, capacity building activity during Al-Hajj 2022, and to assess the level of knowledge for Saudi DMAT participants by pre and post training during Al-Hajj, and to see how's the improvement level of knowledge Saudi DMAT member after training. As a background, we'll know the Hajj, it's an annual Muslim pilgrimage characterizing the mass gathering, which is small places continuously with 6 days, and it's a huge amount, more than 3 million pilgrims yearly. And there is maybe a various disaster might happen لا قدر الله during Al-Hajj, which might need an instance need healthcare, providing sufficient healthcare providing once disasters happens. And the societies aim to assess the level of knowledge for the DMAT team once disaster happens, just to avoiding لا قدر الله catastrophe or crisis الحاصل. And the method that we use, the DMAT, it's allowed to every region in Saudi Arabia. So we can just go in the database in MOH, Ministry of Health, and we can join once we need the participants or the member in any region. It will be available instantly. At the Hajj, in this study, we use the participants or member for DMATs in the Hajj region, which means Mecca region, Al-Medina, Jeddah, and the Taif. So we delivering the program for DMATs. So our participants is 149 recruited from all the 4 regions during the Hajj. And we assess the level before we delivering materials of the program or training program for the participants. And MCQs, it's combined of 5 important question or crucial question that we need to test it. It's related to the incident management system, like incident leader responsibility, because once incidents happen during a disaster, you have to know what's the responsibility for the leaders, and then providing the documentation or information about the incidents. That's the second question. After that, there is some basic steps during the incident management that you have to learn it if you are a member in Saudi DMAT, and which the components for the incident management system. And then the important one is the emergency plan, how is it and how to delivering during a disaster. Uh, After that, when we take a pretest, then we're delivering the program during 2 days during the Hajj period. So we find that is an indication that is indicated educational training programs was effective because there is a huge difference after delivering the training program, which is it's the main difference here is for the constant incident leader's responsibility, and then the documentation and information for the incident management system, and which is the component that we need. And after that, participants that exhibit a high satisfaction level about the delivering educational training program, which is very effective to delivering the material during the Hajj. After this study, it showed the Saudi Demat participants had moderate to high level knowledge on Saudi Demat capacity building at the baseline. Educational training program was shown to be effective in improving their knowledge level about Saudi Demat capacity building program during the Hajj. And this study ensured that you need to continuous educational training program to improve capacity during response to Hajj. Um, uh, and as we know, training at any kinds, drills, tabletop exercise, training online, any platform that would be help and increasing a level of knowledge, and it's reflected about the delivering the healthcare at all. And that's from my end.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sulaiman. I commend your strict time management. You actually finished nearly 2.5 minutes before your time. Thank you for your presentation. I believe questions should wait at least till we finish. We still have 2 more speakers. Thank you very much. Please stay around for questions. Dr. Sulafa?
Hello.
Alaikum salam. Hello, Dr. Sulafa. Can you please share your presentation, and the mic is yours.
Okay. So,
I have 10 minutes, and I will notify you when 3 minutes are remaining.
okay. What I should choose from the 2 options in the or in the screen?
Do you have a PowerPoint or PDF?
PowerPoint.
So go to the left selection, select PowerPoint slides.
So yeah. No, I have 2 options. Select PDF file or share screen.
Share screen.
Okay.
And then you have 3 choices at the top of the square. Chrome window, choose window.
Yeah. Choose window. Okay.
And then you will have your PowerPoint there. Click on it, and then click share. No, stop sharing. Once again, you shared your entire screen, so you need to share only the window. Do you want us to share it from here?
Dr. Sulafa, we can see your presentation, however, your mic is muted.
Okay, so now you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So now everything is okay?
Perfect.
Confirmed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. السلام عليكم دكتورة هبة. First, I would like to thank Professor Sahal and Dr. Hisham and the other members of the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to present my topic at this conference. And I want to extend my warm welcome to all the professors, speakers, and colleagues in attendance. And I am Dr. Sulafa Usman Hamad, a dermatology consultant. I graduated from Omdurman Islamic University. I have an MD from Sudan Medical Specialization Board, MHPE from University of Khartoum, and postgraduate diploma in laser application in dermatology from Sudan University of Science and Technology. So now I will start my talk about interprofessional education, why it is important and how we can implement it considering our local context. I have nothing to declare. So the outline of my session will be the definition of interprofessional education and the clarification of the importance of interprofessional education, challenges of implementation, and the micro plans in the implementation. First, I want to just address some definitions because really there is a huge difference in the definition of the interprofessional education in the literature, and there is no consensus in this definition. So this is before 2010, before the WHO put the formal definition for interprofessional education. But in the literature, I found so many authors define the interprofessional education as multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary. And this is not the correct definition for the interprofessional education. So when we said multidisciplinary, we mean different disciplines within the same professions. And when we said interdisciplinary, we mean subspecialty in the same disciplines in the same professions. So we should differentiate between all these terms because it is very different. It is very important in addressing interprofessional education within our universities. So interprofessional education, by definition, it occurs when students from two or more professions learn about, from, and with each other to enable effective collaboration and improve health outcomes. And these three words actually are very important because about, from, and with is the whole meaning of the interprofessional education in these three words. So if I collect students from different professions and I put them in one classroom and I give them lecture, this is not interprofessional education. They should learn about each other, they should learn from others, and they should learn with others. So the WHO also defines the interprofessional collaborative practice. It occurs when two or more health workers from different professional backgrounds working together with patients, families, and communities. So if we apply the interprofessional education, we will successfully reach the interprofessional collaborative practice, and the final goal is improve the health outcomes. So why interprofessional education is important? It has now become a requirement for accreditation in some institutions in developed countries, sure, and it has improved the quality of the services that are provided to the patient, which will reflect positively on the healthcare system and improve the outcomes. It gives students and educators the skills necessary for teamwork, decision-making, and communication. Therefore, will be better prepared for their future practice. And it allows all the students to participate and share their thoughts, suggestions, and opinions. And it makes all team members work together, and they will share their responsibility for enhancing the services provided for the patients. And lastly, it emphasizes and consolidates the importance of each profession and reduce the feeling of underestimation in some professions. And I think this point is very important. Okay, we have the WHO classification for the interprofessions, and I give some examples for it is actually it's more than 35 professions, but there is some examples here. Maybe I think all the universities have at least 2 or 3 of these professions, so they can start the interprofessional education. The core competences for interprofessional education is actually created by the Interprofessional Education Collaborative, and this is a huge organization consisting for more than 21 associations inside it. And the core competencies are the values, ethics for interprofessional practice, the rules, responsibilities, the interprofessional communication, the team and teamwork. And these 4 competences should be involved in the interprofessional education curriculum. And regarding the curriculum, we have so many curriculums in the literature, but it is either, in general, it is either fully integrated in the whole curriculum or partially integrated or extracurricular. The fully integrated actually is very complicated because it needs restructure for the curricular restructure, and it need more resources. The partially integrated curriculum, usually it is compulsory course within with the curriculum, and the extracurricular usually is set as elective courses like online course. Maybe when the students are free, they can take it. These are some examples for the framework for the interprofessional education frameworks and models, international examples. It is good and informative. And this is also important tips in the implementation. We should consider it because the implementation of interprofessional professional education is different than the other courses because you will engage students from other professions. So you should take care when you put in the plan, when you put the aims, when you set in the activities. So you should take care about all these points. Actually, this is one of the very nice challenges. Sorry.
Just note that you have 2 minutes.
Okay, interprofessional team challenges in the 11th conference in all together for better health, and this is another picture. Here we have the challenges for interprofessional education implementation, and okay, this is an important question. How we can overcome the challenges and how we can start to developing IB in our local context. Actually, the answer is here. Small changes make big future impact. And this is maybe this plan is already mentioned by Dr. units. So I will go just quickly on this. After we did the situation analysis, we can set the general plan, and after that we can break down the general plan to small micro plans. And here is to select how we will start and what is the plan we will start it. Need prioritization because it is depend according to what design we are selected, and then we would plan in the process. We replan we check the plan again and implement it and evaluate it and improve it and go through this cycle again and again. So my recommendation is, in order to determine the prioritization of implementing interprofessional education in Sudanese situations, it is essential to conduct throughout researches and seek expert advices, establishing an internal body like committees or body or boards, whatever, for interprofessional education to raise the awareness, conducting researches, monitoring and training and support, and for the logistic issues. Extracurricular or partially integrated curriculum would be more suitable starting steps for implementing interprofessional education in our local context, introducing multidisciplinary learning as a preparation for the IPE would suit the current situation in Sudan, as it is much easier to implement and need fewer resources. And actually, this is very important point because as Dr. Sarah spoke before me about this point and the interprofessional education per se, and she is one of the decision makers. So she said the implementation of interprofessional education is priority, and I speak about multidisciplinary learning because it will be good initiation step. ودي انا حابه اشرحها بالعربي، يعني انه يعني انا دائما بقول انه احنا في البيت اذا ما علمنا اولادنا انه يتعاملوا مع بعض بطريقه كويسه ويتفاهموا، ما حنقدر نفتح الباب نقول لهم اطلعوا الشارع يتفاهموا مع الناس اللي برا. فso that if we didn't implement the multidisciplinary learning first to emphasize or to address the main skills for team collaboration, for respect, for all these things, we cannot يعني it's better first to apply this point to apply first the multidisciplinary learning, and then we go further for the step of interprofessional education. This will be more easier, and the student will engage in the interprofessional education more easier because they already exposed for the same experience before. And this is my references, and this is some important bodies of the interprofessional education. And as the end, thank you for your attendance.
Thank you, Dr. Sarafa. Thank you for your passionate engagement with an important aspects of health professional education that is unfortunately not well explored in our context. Hopefully in the future this will change. We will move to the next speaker. Luckily, Dr. Amal, are you here and ready to present?
Assalamu alaikum.
Dr. Amal, if you are available, please open your
Yes, I'm here.
your slides. Welcome, Dr. Amal. Please present yourself, and the mic is yours. Are you able to share your slides, Dr. Amal?
Yes, I will try now to share my slides.
Perfect. We can see them.
Assalamu
Okay, best
alaikum
of
wa
luck.
rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Good evening, esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, and fellow educator. I'm Dr. Amal Faisal Zain, and it's my pleasure to present at Sudan Professional Health Education Conference. Today I will share insight into the topic that has become increasingly relevant to our field, radiographer student perspective on online education quality during COVID-19 pandemic. In this presentation, we will delve into the experience of the radiology student who will explore how the shift to online learning impact their educational journey, focusing on their quality of learning, impact their educational journey and experience. This perspective is crucial for us as an educator and as an administrator to understand it. And it shapes the future how we design and deliver educational in health profession. I want to thank also the co-author in this research. As an introduction, since December, there is multiple cases of coronavirus reported in China. Has AROS global database. The coronavirus epidemic outbreak forced the closure of all countries around the world, affecting the wide range of sector, including economy, health, and education. According to recent cessation of overwhelmed university reaction to the COVID-19 pandemic, the majority of institutes were utilized online learning, but the speed and degree of transition is vary by different countries. Here in Saudi Arabia was one of the countries took precautionary action to fight this virus, such as suspend entry to country and also suspend the attend of students in the universities and schools. Taifa Universities is one of these universities that utilize the online education using Blackboard, which digital platform or digital system to manage educational process and monitoring their effectiveness within educational institution. The objective of this study was highlighting to highlight analyze the perspective of radiology student, undergraduate student, on the quality of education during the COVID-19 pandemic, and to validate the advantage and disadvantage of the learning based on student perception. The study was a cross-sectional study done in Saudi Arabia, Taiba University in Al-Madinah Munawwara, Saudi Arabia, was conducted in September to July, September 2020 to July 2021. The sample size was conducted with the undergraduate student, radiology student, undergraduate. Total sample size was 132 students. This sample size was calculated based on Taiba University student number, radiology student number, with the 95% confidence interval and 5% margin error. Data collection was collected or data collected by using online questionnaire or online form, Google form questionnaire. This questionnaire was developed by literature review and informal interaction with the student currently enrolled in the online classes, and also it was validated by medical education experts. The data analyzed by using SPSS, and also there is the ethical approval provided from the Scientific Research and Ethics Committee from Taibat University in Al Madina, Al Munawwar. Here, the result of our study show that the participant or demographic details of the participant. There is a 53% female and 47% male. The majority of students who participate in the study was in the fourth year of radiology. Here, the research in this figure show the satisfaction about the quality of the Blackboard platform. The research revealed a noteworthy association between the degree of consensus on the Blackboard platform as an online teaching tool among the participants of the study and their academic level. The majority of students expressed that they found the Blackboard platform is easy to navigate or easy to handle, and encountered no issues during the online lecture and exam.
Ramal, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, here here is the table. Also show most of students. Most of students, or a majority of students, have expressed that they found the Blackboard is easy to navigate and encounter to no issue during online lecture. Also here, the majority of students, this figure show the overall quality of online education, and show the majority of students participating in counter that the adequacy of online education is satisfactory. Here's the last table show or demonstrates the overall quality of online education. There is no notable association between the academic level and student perception, grading, the quality of online education, and the majority of students were able to effectively communicate with the teaching staff, and most of them expressed satisfaction with the overall quality of the Blackboard platform as the one online educational tool. At the conclusion, this study conclude that the students were satisfied with the platform as online educational tool. Significant correlation was noticed between the level of agreement and student academic level. The majority of the participants report that they found the Blackboard platform is user-friendly and encountered no difficulties during online lecture. Also, there is no significant relationship between the student academic level and their perception about quality. The limitation of this study, it was the sample size, because this is considered a small sample size, as cannot be considered generalizable because the study includes only the radiology student in Taiwan University. However, it strongly provide a comparable view of other applied science online education in general, particular for radiology students. Our recommendation further improvement for online platforms in universities or other universities as investment in place, considering the result delivering drive from this study, a new norm generated from pandemic, to consider opinion of the group who disagree on added value of the online education as an action for improvement. Lastly, thank you, and I want to thanks in Taiba University and all student participants in this research, and also thanks Chetcon to give me this opportunity, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amal, for the nice
This is
presentation. I
Thank
hope
you.
everyone is taking notes before you have the floor to ask your questions. Our last speaker is Dr. Samah. Dr. Samah, are you here?
أيوة السلام عليكم.
Hello, good evening. So the floor is yours. Can you please share your presentation, and I will notify you when you have 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Dr. Ahmed, you need to stop sharing your screen.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
كده السكرين واضح؟
Perfect, yes.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleague and honored guests, good evening. It's both a privilege and a somber responsibility to stand before you today to delve into a topic I think it has a great significance. Today I'm going to talk about the Objective Structural Clinical Examination OSCE during wartime, challenges, alternatives, and limitation. This review article has been conducted by me, Dr. Samah Badr Hamad, and my colleague, Dr. Amal Abdullah. The outlines of this presentation is the brief background about the OSCE and during wartime, the objectives of this research, the methodology that being used, the challenges of OSCE during war, OSCE alternative during conflict, limitation and possible remedies, and the future direction. I think everyone in this platform is familiar with the term OSCE, which is referred to Objective Structural Clinical Examination, which is considered as a cornerstone in medical education and assessment. It's defined as a comprehensive and structured method for evaluating the clinical competencies and skills of medical students and healthcare professionals also. From the beginning of the use of OSCE since 1970s, I think it has been shifted from subjectivity to objectivity to become more objective. So it continued to evolve to introduce a standardized scenario, predefined checklist, and trained assessor. And all these aim to increase the reliability and the validity of the clinical assessment. During war, wherever it occurred in Sudan, in Palestine, Syria, or Afghanistan, war has an impact in every person, every family, and the country as whole, and it has a trivial impact on survival, in the infrastructure, in health, and also in education. So, as a natural instinct of humankind that he deny or refuse anything but life, so that in the crucible of war, where the chaos and uncertainty, the need for maintaining the healthcare sector continue is a crucial aspect that need and urge us to maintain the highest standard for healthcare. So it's the objective of OSCE examination during the war is redefined or modified. And the main objective of OSCE during war is the continuity of the assessment and to standardize this clinical assessment in this challenging environment as possible and to facilitate the objective evaluation. Beside all this, the OSCE exam during this wartime prepare the student or medical student for real world challenges and ethical dilemmas, and all these to enhance patient care and safety by ensuring this health provider, the future health provider competencies. This review article aims to describe the challenges of conducting an objective structured clinical examination in medical school during wartime, to identify the possible approaches and alternatives in conducting OSCE during the war and their limitation, and to address the possible measure to overcome these limitations. The methodology that has been used is online method using different databases such as Scopus, PubMed, Google Scholar, where search for relevant literature for the aim that has been mentioned earlier, and some of the COVID-19 era articles has been included. The result for this review article has been categorized into challenges and alternatives, limitation, and possible remedies. We'll start with the challenges of OSCE during war. The challenges of OSCE during war categorized in different challenges. The first is the environmental challenge. An environmental challenge include maybe three main aspects: the security concern, security for both the student and examiner, and it include also the infrastructure damage for both their houses, for the buildings, for the building of the hospitals and university, college, and we have seen this in recent Sudan conflict. Also the limited resources, whatever it's equipment, it's for simulation, for even the conduction of exam itself. The second challenge is the human resources challenges, which is mainly include the shortage of the trainer personnel that conduct the exam itself, also the high turnover rate due to internal or external displacement, and also the psychological and the physical stress that rely or that happen on for the healthcare provider. The logistic issue include that mainly the transportation difficulties, as we see here in Khartoum latest conflict, there is a displacement toward other state. So whenever we determine certain center or a place to holding this exam, so we need to transport the student and provide campuses for their stay so that we can conduct this exam. So it's a transportation difficulties, and also there is limited communication since there is a network problem, communication problem. The ethical dilemmas is also there, mainly maintaining the confidentiality of this exam during wartime and balancing between the patient care and the security concern, and also between the priority for exam and the patient care. The alternatives for this, for OSCE during wartime is first the online approach or online OSCE. And this online approach can be for either simulation or for online OSCE or virtual OSCE. And according to the situation or the current state that wherever it's occurred in which country, the remote or the online OSCE can be performed according to the financial or the available resources that is there. For example, some has used or adopt the video OSCE. If there is an online platform, the student will record online a video and upload it or it will be synchronous, or it can be asynchronous according what's available. Some they have interactive website, okay, so that they can do a breakout room and move this breakout room work as a station, so the student with a time management can switch from one breakout room to another breakout room, and so the breakout room and the examiner is fixed, but the candidate move from one to another according to time schedule. Okay, the simulation-based assessment also one of the best use or the best scenario that can be used, but also depend on the situation that is available. Some can use it as a virtual approach, and other use it if there is available center and secure access for these centers. Also,
Dr.
we
Samah,
have
you
the
have
work.
2 minutes, please.
Okay.
2 minutes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Workplace assessment, and this is whenever we, as we said, there is access for this place, so we can do physical or face-to-face OSCE exam, and the written OSCE is one of the used recently and even used in Syria before, so that it can assess a task or perform a short answer question that assessing the essential skill and knowledge. Also, there is a peer review and mentorship that need a network and need also network and also health delivery and building supportive professional network. Okay. The limitation for this, and as the main alternative in the online approach, the lack of real-time patient encounter and interaction, also the technology and technical difficulties, the rotation management of the station, and violation of OSCE integrity. Some has find or revealed some possible remedies for this, as after the COVID, it was a lesson to be learned. They found that the main or the key factor for adopting certain possibility is the realistic and the proper situation analysis. So to see which resources the student, for the examiner, for the faculty, and for the infrastructure as well. So the possible remedy for this is well-prepared platform. And this reminds me what Prof. Sahel yesterday has said, that we have to avoid skepticism and we have to ease adoption of the digital learning and to be integrated as a part of a continuous learning process. So we need to support and train the student and examiner, also to improve and invest to have a dynamic OSCE time management website for synchronization, and for the integrity issue, there is some monitoring software that prevent and avoid the violation of this OSCE exam. So what is the future direction? Is you have to do more research and development during wartime in medical education to explore those possibilities, more innovation in health education technology, international collaboration for training and assessment, and this has been adopted by some universities in Sudan. They has take their transfer their student to another university outside the country so they can continue their medical education. And the last point is integrating the OSCE with alternative methods for comprehensive evaluation. As we navigate through this intricacies of conducting OSCE, let's keep in mind that the ultimate and the final objective is to ensure, whatever the challenge, the quality of care that we provide. So thank you for your listening, and I hope that you have some thought and constructive dialogue for me. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Samah, and thank you everyone for listening. Very interesting projects were presented here, and we wish you all the best with your continuous scholarship in health professional education. The floor is open if anyone has questions or comments on the presentations we have just listened to. Yes?
It's been a long day.
No one has a question. I don't see any raised hands.
Yes.
But I would like to comment that everybody is now tired and sleepy. I don't think they will ask questions.
Yes. It's been a long day. Yeah.
Although Well, all four presentations were, in fact, fantastic, and they addressed issues very relevant
Yeah.
to our conference. But as I said, because of the tiredness and sleepiness, I wrote some questions, but I will not ask them. I will pass them. I know all four speakers.
So,
Well,
so
then
thank you once again.
you need to share the notes with all of us, Prof, because
Okay.
otherwise we would not know.
Thank you very much once again. Thank you, Dr. Hiba, for moderating the session. Thank you, Professor Sahel.
Thank you for the
I think now
opportunity.
we come.
Pleasure.
Thank you. I think now we come to the closure of the conference. One last 5 minutes, I would like to ask you to join the final live session in the next room so that we can hear the final word from the conference chair and the EDC director to conclude the conference. Thank you very much.